Hello and welcome to another tutorial video with Efinix FPGA. This time I'm going to try turning an LED on and off periodically. Please refer to the previous video, in which it's explained how to create a project from scratch using the tools provided by Efinix. The project code is already ready, and the module is called BlinkLED. The module has two input constants. The first one is the frequency, which according to the board's information is 33.333 MHz, and the second one is the time the diode LED stays on or off. Then, inside the module, there is an input wire that changes its state with the oscillator. Here, unlike the previous project, LED is of type output reg. This type of variable is used in sequential blocks, inside an always statement that is further below. Count max is an internal constant of the module and contains the number of pulses generated by the oscillator to reach 500 milliseconds. This is better understood with this image, which is a simple rule of 3. If a period of 33.333 MHz is one cycle, the question would be how many cycles generate 500 milliseconds. Next, we have a 32-bit register or variable, which is the clock cycle counter. Then there's the always block, which is defined between begin and end. This block runs once on every rising edge of CLK variable. Inside this block, it checks if counter is greater than or equal to count max. If so, counter is set to 0, and the LED state is toggled. Otherwise, the counter is incremented by 1, and the new value is assigned to it. Next, I proceed to open the design interface, to show the terminals used in this project. To activate the LED diode, I used the same terminal as an output from the previous video. Then I proceed to click the button that checks the design to rule out any errors. And I close the interface window. While I was editing this video, I forgot to show the CLK variable, so I took a screenshot and I'm showing it in this image. This variable is assigned to oscillator 0 or OSC 0. And now the project can be downloaded to the hardware. So, I proceed to synthesize the project, and after waiting a bit, the project seems to have no syntax errors. Here is the FireAnt board, and it has the project from the previous video, which activates an LED when a push button is pressed. I proceed to open the programmer and wait a bit until the tool finishes opening. Then, I proceed to load the hexadecimal file of the project and click the button that downloads the project to the hardware. I wait while the flash memory is erased and reprogrammed with the project. And once it's done, you can see that the LED turns on, but it doesn't blink. And I had 3 theories. The pin that activates the LED doesn't oscillate, meaning it's permanently set to a logical one. It oscillates at a very high speed, or at a very low speed. In other words, a problem with the oscillator frequency calculation. So I decided to check the FPGA datasheets, and I came across this. The oscillator runs at a frequency of 10 kHz. I imagine that to use the frequency of 33.333 MHz, it's necessary to use the frequency multipliers, called PLLs. So I make the following corrections. I initialize the counter at 0, then I change the constant of 33.333 MHz to a frequency of 10,000 Hz. I save the changes made, and proceed to synthesize the project once again. I wait for it to finish and once again open the programmer. I load the hexadecimal file and press the button that downloads that file to the flash memory in the hardware. And finally it worked. Thank you very much for watching the video.